Hey, it's Bethany and welcome to today's video. So I'm really excited about this one because this is the first video in a series called Film, Edit, Upload, where I take you through all the pieces to filming a Plan With Me video, starting with the filming all the way through the uploading process. I'm going to share with you all the things I have learned. I've learned a lot. I'm very excited to share that. And I'm going to be sharing it on a budget. So basically, what's the least amount of money you can spend to put this video together? Because obviously you could put a lot of money into your lighting, into your equipment, into your camera, into your editing software, into, licensed music. You can do a lot of stuff. But what I really wanted to show in this is how you can get started without really spending a lot. You don't even need a fancy camera. I just use my phone. One thing that you will probably need to splurge on is the top-down phone holder or camera mount. That's going to make a huge difference. I've seen some videos where they don't use one and it's okay, but it definitely detracts from the video. And if you're going to be doing a top-down view of a Plan With Me video, it really helps to have that equipment to really get that shot. So I use one that's pretty affordable. I'll put a link in the description. And I do show some things that I have used that do cost a little bit of money, and I will let you know what those are as well. But know that these are all optional. Aside from the top-down mount, really everything is just kind of a couple other things that I might have added on along the way, but you can get started for not a lot of money. So without further ado, let's dive in. All right, so we're getting ready to shoot our Plan With Me. And the first thing you want to do is clear your area, but have stuff that you need for your planning session ready. So any notes on the plans you're doing for your week, any supplies that you'll need handy, you want to have all those set and ready to go so that when you're planning, you're not having to stop what you're doing, grab that stuff, and make more editing work for yourself later. So that's the first step, is just get everything set up. You can see we've got a mess here, but it's also really important, like I said, to get anything you need off of your phone before you set it up, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my phone to shoot the video. And so if I am planning and I need to maybe check the weather on my phone or check some plans on my phone, I would have to pause my video, check it, take it down, set it back up again, hope I had it at the same spot. It's a whole mess. So just make sure you've got everything off of your phone as part of your setup. I also have these two large items on my desk, and we're going to talk about lighting in a second here, but this laptop and this planner caddy, you can see that it's blocking quite a bit of light in front of this window. So I'm going to take these items off as well and just take off the things that I need from the caddy so that I have them handy, but it's not going to be blocking so much light. Okay, so the next thing we have to talk about is lighting. Lighting is super important. If it's too dark, you won't be able to see your planner and your footage is going to come out weird and grainy. So the most important thing, like I said, is just make sure that you're near a light source. So if you can get in front of a big window, that's going to be your best bet. Also, if you have some lamps nearby, use whatever lamps you have. You don't have to buy these lights like I have. I will link these below though if you would like to check them out. These will light up pretty much anything. I actually shot the video in almost total darkness. It was completely dark outside. And these are all I had, and it was perfect, still really well lit. So if you want to check these out, they're not super expensive, but again, just getting in front of a bright window is going to be great, or whatever lamps you have on hand, and make sure you direct them at your planner to just get as much light on it as you can. Okay, so we can see that I've got all of the stuff I'm going to need for my Plan With Me here. Got the planner, kits I'm using, whatever other stickers you might have, supplies, etc. Just have those, but it's not going to be blocking the window or any kind of a light source. So that's the big important step there, is make sure you're not blocking anything. And then, like I said, the other thing that I would have out here that I don't have today is like a sheet of notes of plans that I want to include for the week, just so I'm not referring back to my phone, because again, I won't have my phone because my phone I'm using for recording. So this is one thing you probably will have to purchase if you don't have one already, and it's a pretty interesting item that you probably don't just have laying around, and that is some kind of a holder for your phone that is going to give you a top-down view onto your table where your planner is. You can try to use a tripod that is directed towards it, but it's going to be a strange angle unless you have something like this. This one was pretty inexpensive. I got it on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description, but you can tilt this one up, you can go down, it kind of goes forward and back as well. Something I also want to mention with this, and I'll show you how I put my phone in this in just a second here, but is stability as well. So Chris, I'm going to have you point the camera over here, bud. So I've got this foam set up between my wall and the table to reduce shaking. It's not awesome and I'm still working on it, but just try to keep shaking in mind. And if your table is not super stable, do whatever you can to stabilize it so it's not shaking when you're writing. All right, so I've got my iPhone here. I'm going to put it, instead of photo, I'm going to put it on video mode, which that's pretty, easy. But the thing here is that you can see that the time dots are over here on the side, which means it's actually going to take vertical video. So I want to make sure that I've got it set up so that I have my time up top so I know it's taking the horizontal video, and that'll save me a step in editing. Otherwise you got to try to rotate it later and that's a pain. So next, once we can see that it is set up in the time, I actually start recording it because that will lock in your horizontal mode here, and then I just slip it into this holder. And I put it down towards the bottom so I can still touch and maneuver the stop, video, record, whatever that is, button. All right, so the other thing that's really important about this, and I don't know that it's going to translate into this video very well, but for how the phone is situated, you want to make sure that it is level, so the phone itself is completely parallel to the floor when you're doing this, to your table. Otherwise, you're going to get a weird shot that's going to look like you're almost looking upside down, which is incredibly frustrating to watch. I've seen a lot of plan with me's like that. So make sure that it is, level this way and not tilted. Hopefully that's the extreme so I can show it. Make sure it's level this way, but then also check from the side and make sure that it is completely level here as well, which, again, it's hard to see in the video, but as long as it's level both ways, you're going to get a really good shot. Okay, so to make sure that your shot is even, you want to check the sides. So I'm just going to see if I can get this pretty close down here, and I'm just adjusting and trying to make sure it's level. So I'm going to watch the sides, and if it's making a triangle on the side, if it's slanted, then I know it's not really quite level, and I have to keep adjusting it until my planner is both in the shot and it's also not got any weird angles to it. That's almost good. It's a little angular there. So I probably keep messing with it before I set up, but that's kind of the basics of it. You want to look and make sure that the lines on the side of your planner are even, and that you're level across the bottom as well, and that the whole thing is in the shot. From there, can you zoom out so you can get the table too now?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, so from there, what you could do is you can actually tape out in washi, and I did this when I was first getting started, especially for short and you can't see up over to your phone as you're filming. You can tape out in washi around your planner so that you know the border of where your shot is, and that helps a lot. So that even if you maybe, flip it to do something here, you can then bring it back and get it right within your lines that you've set because you've got your washi tape here. You don't have to get up or really mess with it. So I got a lot of questions about sound, and here's how you can boost your sound. So I didn't talk about this in setup because it's something that is honestly kind of a little bit next level. You don't have to worry about this. The level that you have your phone set to when you're filming is going to be about mouth level, so it's going to be fine to catch your speaking, and you don't really have to do either of these. These are kind of bonuses if you have this stuff laying around and want to play with it. So what I have is, this is what I use for podcasting actually. I just had it at my house already, and I added on this, what do you call this, like a little adapter cord for iPhone, so I can actually plug my podcast mic into my phone. Now, that said, the benefit of this is that it's a really, really good mic. The downside is I have to have it on here. Otherwise, what will happen is, I've tried it here, and if I turn my head and grab something, the sound is off and I have to come back, and it's just not the same. So just be cognizant of that when you're using something like this. And I have to say that when you have something on, it definitely feels more staged. It feels more like you're filming and less natural. So it's kind of up to you and your preference, but this is probably the best sound quality if you're looking for a mic, is something like this. I will, of course, link this in the description as well. Now, if you're looking for something that's going to make your sound quality better and is not going to feel as staged, I would, try your AirPods if you have some already. Again, it's not going to be a huge boost from just getting it off of your voice. You can get pretty good audio there, but if you already have AirPods, this would be a great benefit as well. Or of course, any wireless earbuds with a mic, that would work. So that takes us through most of the technology setup. A couple other tips I have are, one, don't be afraid to reshoot your video. So if you're, starting and maybe you say, hi, this is me, whatever, and you flub your words or something happens, it's totally okay to reshoot that video. You don't have to just keep going. You can stop it, reshoot it, you're in control of what people see. And I say that goes for nerves too. So something about hitting that record button can make you feel really nervous. And don't be nervous because you control what you're putting out there. It's just a recording. If you want to delete the whole thing and nobody ever sees it, that's fine. I think that would be, you know, obviously sad because I love watching Plan With Me videos, but you're in control. You don't have to put something out there that you're not happy with, you're not comfortable with. So just think of it all as a test, that you're all just, you know, doing it for you. And then if you look at it and you like it, then you can post it. So those are some things that helped me. Another tip too would be to test your footage and make sure you can get it off your camera fine. So something I noticed when I first started recording is I was actually recording at a quality level that was way too high for me to get off of my phone and onto my computer. So definitely test that. Make sure that you can get it off easily and that it's not too big or too cumbersome, that you have a way to get it from your phone to your computer. This will be really helpful when you get to the editing phase. So yes, you can edit in iMovie if you're using an iPhone, and there are probably things for Android too that you can edit on your phone. But what I've noticed with those is that they can pose some problems. There are some limitations there. It's hard to, you know, put your cutscenes exactly where you want them to. And also there's the music component. So what I really want to go into as well in the edit video that is coming soon is how to choose your music and how to put it in. If you're doing iMovie on your phone, you only have a selection of, I think it's like 5 or something songs, it's a small handful. And you'll notice that those videos are all over YouTube. Like people use them frequently because they are so easy to use because they are in iMovie on your phone. So what I've noticed too is it can get a little bit, hate to say it, boring for your viewer if they are watching, you know, like a 30-minute Plan With Me video and you're looping the same, you know, 90 seconds or 2 minutes of a song over and over and over again, unless it's a really good beat. So if it's a really good beat, then go for it. But especially if it's one of those iMovie songs and you're repeating it over and over again and they've heard it on, you know, lots of other videos, it might get a little bit boring for them and they might click away, which we don't want. So we're going to talk about that in editing as well. So make sure that you can test it to get your footage off of your phone or your camera onto your computer and that works seamlessly. All right, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining this video. This was really fun to put together. I'm excited for next week when we dive into editing. I think that's where I've had the most questions, is how do we edit? And I have to tell you, it is my favorite part of Plan With Me videos. I put a lot of time and effort into my editing, and I like editing as much as I like actually planning. Like editing is my jam. I love it. I have so much fun with it. So I'm really excited for next week when we get into editing. But those are just some tips and tricks on filming. I hope it was helpful. If you have any comments of tips or tricks of things that you have done that you found helpful, or other questions you have, please leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, that is all I have for now, and we will chat soon. Bye, guys.
And
what is in the shower right now?
Oh,
so if you guys are the opposite of helping.
I know, haven't given me anything.
I got it.
Shut up.